Recording card. So, good morning. Welcome to Pilates. We're going to start today's class laying down. So, if you are somebody who likes something extra under your head to help your neck and shoulders be happy when you lay down, I want you to get that handy. And we're going to get down onto our backs. I want you, when you get there, to have your legs bent, have your feet within the width of your pelvis. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick to get your feet sit bone distance apart. I want you to start with your legs right tight together, your feet right tight together. Then I just want you to lift your toes, separate your toes and put them back down on the floor. Then lift your heels and separate them so they line up with your toes, and that's lined up with your hip joint. Now you might need to do a subtle adjustment because it might feel a little odd. And then from there, let's tune into the back line of your body, right? Where are the curves right now? Of course, your neck is up. What's going on with the rib cage, low back, and pelvis, right? We want to feel that the pelvis is heavy. So you want to actually feel like your feet are light. So if you feel like there's pressure going into your feet, you're tightening the tissue around your pelvis and starting to make it lighten up on the floor, which makes the low back get heavy. So, right, we want the pelvis heavy, low back light, ribs heavy. Now, right, if we got a lot of tension in that mid back area, the ribs will be lifting. And a good way to get out of that is to get the back end of the diaphragm working more efficiently. So as you exhale, take an exhale like a sigh. And that'll help the ribs settle down to the floor. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. So, right, you're going to inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Now, if that mid-back area really has a lot of tension in it, every exhale is a sigh, just to help the back end of the diaphragm start moving. One more, just basic Pilates breath, expanding the ribs towards your elbows on your inhale, and away from your elbows on your exhale. Let's move to your imprint. So you're going to take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, deepen your core work to imprint. And inhale, come back to neutral. Exhale, imprint. As you imprint, your pubic bone will roll a little bit towards your belly button. As you come back to neutral, your pubic bone rolls away. Now, if you can't sense that without your hands on your body, you can always put your hands on your belly to help you get a sense of that movement of the pelvis. And ideally, the feet stay light the whole time so that you are not pushing into your feet to make the imprint happen. You're working from something deep in your core. One more here. Exhale, imprint. And inhale, neutral. Now we're going to go to our hip release. So if you're on a yoga mat, you want one of two things: to have your feet off the end of your yoga mat, or to have your yoga mat bunched up between your bum and your feet, because we are going to slide your foot on the floor for this. I want you to bring your hands to the front of your pelvis, and you're just going to turn one knee out without the back and pelvis changing. Then exhale, just straighten that leg. And then bend your leg, turn in and bend your leg. Turn out, straighten your leg, turn in, bend your leg. You're breathing. One more this direction, you're just stirring that thigh bone in the hip joint. Now let's go the other way. Inwards, straighten, outwards, bend. Inwards, straighten, outward, bend. Are your ribs lifting? Ideally, they're not, because otherwise you'd be arching your back to straighten your leg. One more here. Inward, straighten, outward, bend. Now let's go over to your other leg. So you're going to turn out, slide your leg straight, turn in, bend, outward, straighten, inward, bend, outward, straighten, inward, bend. One more here, outward, straighten, inward, bend. Now we're going to reverse. Go inward, straighten, outward, bend. Inward, straighten, outward, bend. in, straighten, out, and bend. One more here, in, straighten, out, and bend. Let's go onto our sides to do some rotational breathing. You're going to have your knees bent. They're going to be in front of you. You're going to feel like your weight is more on the outside of your thigh than on your hip. If it feels like it's a lot on your hip, you have your hips a little bit too far forward, and you want to get them into alignment with your shoulder. And then you will be able to feel the weight on the outside of that thigh. Remember, we want the side of the waist off the floor, and that's because that top sit bone's reaching away from the top of your head. Your top arm is reached forward. You're going to inhale, point that top hand at the ceiling, turn to look at it, exhale, turn your ribs backwards. Inhale, hold, and exhale, come back to where you started the exercise. Inhale, point at the ceiling, turn to look at your hand, exhale, turn your ribs backwards. Inhale, hold, exhale, coming forward. Inhale, point at the ceiling, turn to look at your hand, exhale, turn your ribs backwards. Inhale, hold. Exhale, coming forwards. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Forward. Let's do it on the 2 breaths. So inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. One more here. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Let's do this on the other side. Now, this particular exercise that we're doing right now, I find is a fantastic exercise to help my back feel better after gardening. This and cat stretch. And I suspect it would be really good for those of you who love to golf as well, just to help even out your back a bit. So, right side of the waist is off the floor. The weight is on the side of your thigh. Top arms reach forward. Inhale, point your hand at the ceiling. Turn to look at your hand. Exhale, turn your ribs back. Inhale, your knees are reaching forwards. Exhale, coming forward. Now remember, this is not about trying to get your hand on the floor. I could drop my arm way more. It's about coming back forward. It's about getting that hand into alignment with your shoulder, then twisting through your spine above your belly button. Inhale, your hand is still in alignment with your shoulder and coming forward. And if you keep your hand in alignment with your shoulder as you go back, the weight of the arm will help with the pull through your back as you take that inhale. And exhale, coming forward. One more here. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Inhale. Exhale, forward. Now let's do the 2 breath. Inhale, back. And exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. One more here. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Let's go on to your hands and knees to do a little cat stretch. So bringing your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, right? Back of your head matches the back of your shoulders, and you're a straight line from there to your tail. You're going to take an inhale. Exhale, point your tailbone down towards the floor. Scoop your back up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Exhale, flatten back to where you started. Take an inhale. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, hold. Exhale, flattening. Now remember, if this is bugging your wrist, let's round. Be up on your knuckles instead of down on your palms. Flatten back out again. One more here. Exhale, round. Inhale, hold. Exhale, flatten. Let's do it on the 2 breath. Exhale, round. Inhale, flatten. Exhale, round. Inhale, flatten. One more here, rounding. And flattening. Let's go onto our backs and do a little bit of hip roll. And this exercise is also a really great one for swinging sports and for golf, tennis, and for gardening, because quite often we have a little bit of weakness where our thigh and our butt meet. If you get that stronger, it means you have a more powerful swing, and it also helps, if we get this a little stronger back in here, it also helps with all that forward bend when we do gardening this time of year. So, right, feet are within the width of the body, back's in neutral. Take an inhale, exhale, imprint. Now push into your feet and roll up, stacking your knees over your ankles. Inhale, hold, and exhale, back down again. Take an inhale. Exhale, imprint, press into your feet and roll up. Now, if you've been having some sciatic issues, let's roll back down again. This sequencing through the spine we're doing here is not a great plan. You're better off keeping your back straight and lifting your bum. Let's exhale, roll on up. Inhale as your big toe mound still on the floor. And roll back down again. Let's do one more. Take an inhale. Exhale, rolling up. And rolling back down again. Now, if you like something extra under your head, you're going to pop it under your head. And we're going to find neutral shoulder. So right, back is in neutral. Let's bring your arms up in front of your chest. Now, make sure you're not in front of your throat. You want to be in front of your chest, because if you're in front of your throat, your shoulders can't move as efficiently. And you're going to reach your fingertips forward. Feel how the shoulder blades kind of come right around the sides of the ribs. And then we're going to come back to where the shoulder blades kiss the floor. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Now, part of what's tricky here is you're trying to keep your hands the same distance apart, almost like you're holding a box. So you don't want to have the hands getting wider and more narrow. We're just moving the shoulder girdle around the rib cage. One more here. Inhale forward. Exhale neutral. Now, you're going to keep your shoulders in neutral, keep your ribs in neutral. We're going to do a little experiment right now. I want you to take one forearm and put it on your forehead. And then you're going to, the arm that is still up in front of your chest, you're going to keep that shoulder blade on the floor and reach your arm back so it touches the fingers of the arm that you have crossed over your forehead. Now, right now, I want you to double check. Did you imprint, take your arm back, or is your pelvis still heavy? Are your ribs still heavy? Is your elbow straight on that arm that moved? Let's bring it right back up in front of your chest again. We're going to move it back and forth a couple of times. And the reason you have your forearm on your forehead is that's helping you know the range of motion that your upper arm bone can do in the shoulder joint without the shoulder joint moving. Now let's take that arm back and have it touch the fingers again. Take the forearm off your forehead. Take it away. Feel the weight of that arm back there. Yeah, what does that feel like through your shoulder? We're going to do that on the other side. So, right, the arm you were just moving, take it, put that forearm on your forehead. Other arm is going to come up in front of your chest, palms faced inwards, and you're going to find that place where you can feel the shoulder blade kissing the floor. Then you're just going to keep that arm straight and reach back towards the floor above your head. When you hit the fingers of the arm that's crossed over your head, your forehead, that's as far back as you're going to go. Now, let's double check on this side. Is your pelvis still heavy and your feet light? Is your low back light and your ribs heavy? Is that arm straight, or did you bend it to get there? Now, I want you to move that arm back and forth a couple of times and just go, okay, can I do that? Keep my spine in neutral, keep my elbows straight, and notice, okay, that's what this side feels like. They're probably not symmetrical, right? Because we're right or left-handed. And then I want you to stop with the arm against the finger, so that one that has the forearm on your forehead, yeah? Now, right, is everything still where you want it? Take the forearm off your forehead and notice the weight of that arm there, yeah? So let's bring both hands up in front of your chest again. And let's do it with both arms. So we know our range of motion now if we're just moving the humerus bone in the joint. We're not moving the joint here. So, right, find your neutral shoulder. Exhale, reach both arms back towards the top of your head. Are your elbows still straight? Inhale, come up in front of your chest. Exhale, reaching back. Inhale in front of your chest. Now, if you have any history of shoulder injury, if you can get your body to understand this, doing this efficiently, this will help with shoulder issues, because then when you go further where the shoulder actually moves, your body will understand this basic movement. Let's bring your arms down alongside your body. Rest there. Palms up, palms down, palms in, whichever feels best for you on your shoulders. And we're going to move on to our head nod. I want you to sense the weight of the back of your head on whatever it's resting on. And we're going to go to our nod. Inhale, little nod. Exhale, release. Now, this is more of a face nod than a head nod. And remember, it's about trying to get the top of the head to reach away from the top of the shoulders. So we're just getting a little bit of movement right at the base of the skull. If you have any sort of tension through there, you'll get a stretch. Inhale, nod, and it's subtle. One more and release. Alrighty, let's go back to the shoulders. So I want you to lift your arms a little bit off the floor, palms are faced inwards. Find that place where your upper back and upper chest are equally wide. And then we're just going to inhale, slide your shoulders towards your ears. And exhale, slide towards your heels. Inhale, up towards your ears. Exhale, down towards your heels. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. One more here. So here we're moving the shoulder girdle, right? Because right, the up and down is that shoulder girdle going up towards your ears and then down towards your heels. Let's just go to our ab prep, ladies. So, and what is your shoulder girdle? Just for clarity, it's your collarbones and your shoulder blades and how they relate to your humerus bone, that upper arm bone. Anyways, ab prep. Let's take our hands behind our head. I want your elbows where your shoulders and ribs are in neutral. I want you to inhale, take a tiny little nod. Exhale, round up, feel how between your shoulder blades and your belly button gets heavier into the floor. Inhale into your back. And then exhale, lay back down again, trying to keep that part of your back on the floor. It doesn't lift away as you lay down. Inhale, little nod. Exhale, soften through the front of the rib cage to curl up and look at your knees. Inhale. Exhale, back down again. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curling up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down again. One more here. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, back down again. Now, I just want you to drop your elbows sideways on the floor. And we'll just do a little rock of our knees side to stretch out the tissue in our chest a little bit. Because right with your elbow on the floor, that causes a nice pull of tension from your same side knee to elbow, which will get you a bit of a stretch through that chest. We'll do one more to each side here. And then it's time to go on to our tummies for a little bit of breaststroke prep. So right when you go onto your belly, you're gonna have your hands beside your head. You're gonna have your legs close together with your kneecaps pointing down. Your belly button is in. Now, I gotta get out of the habit of saying that. I've been saying it for 20 years. If you pull your belly button in, it makes you round out your low back. I don't want you to round out your low back, but I don't want your belly slack either. So remember, you can either press the top of your foot a little bit into the floor. That will cause some tensioning in the abdominal wall, or you could just find that gentle tensioning. It's not a really big pull of your belly button to spine. Now from here, you're going to inhale, slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Exhale, lifting your upper chest away from the floor. Inhale, hold it. And exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lifting up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down again. One more here. Inhale, slide. Exhale, lift. Down. 2 breath. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Now, breaststroke prep number 2. I want you to take your arms alongside your body. Palms are going to face the ceiling. Now, from here, when you turn your palms inwards, they're not going to touch your thighs. They're going to face your thighs. So you're going to inhale, turn that upper arm bone to turn the palms inwards. Exhale, use your back muscles to lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, back down again. Inhale, palms turn inwards to face your thighs. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale down, one more here. Inhale, turn your palms inwards. Exhale, lift. And down. Last arm position, hands under your forehead. Inhale, slide your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, lifting your head away from your hands. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale. Exhale, up. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. One more here. Inhale. Exhale, lift. And down. Let's just go to our shell stretch, folks. Sitting back over your heels, rounding out your back, scooping your belly button in. Now remember, if you got a bad knee, you can always lay on your back and hug your knees into your chest. And one more breath here. And then we're going to go onto our back to do our 100. So, right, if you are somebody who likes something extra under your head, grab it, pop it under your head to start the exercise. Now, here's the fun thing. I'm having a bit of upset digestive tract today. So I'm not going to do the 100 with my head up and my feet up today. You can totally do that. I'm going to call it like it's being done that way. I'm going to just work on the breath for myself today because I think the 100 is not going to be nice to me today. Right? So I want you to, for a moment, just find neutral. Ribs are heavy, low back's light, pelvis is heavy. I want you to take an inhale, exhale, imprint. And if you're lifting your legs up to tabletop, bring them up one at a time. Squeeze those legs together. If you're lifting your head, inhale, nod, exhale, curl on up. And we're going to go in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 10. Sniff, blow, 20 in, out, 30 in, out, 40 in, out, 50 in, out, 60 in, out, 70 in, out, 80 in, out, 90 in, out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Take an inhale, exhale, coming down. Now you can either hug your knees into your chest, a little side to side rock there, or if your feet were on the floor, little side to side rock with those feet on the floor. And let's come up to a seated position. We're going to just do a little bit of work to try and help the shoulders sit in a better place. You'll notice I'm having a bit of a shoulder theme today, right? So what we're going to work on is external rotation of that humerus bone. I want you to make sure, you're just going to start with your hands about body distance apart. You want to make sure that your elbows are not behind you, and the side of your body will help, but even slightly further forward. And if you think about your shoulder blades kind of being like a waterfall going down your back, that'll drift those elbows slightly forward. And that's where that serratus anterior, that muscle that kind of looks like fingers on a bodybuilder that comes across the side of the ribs, that's where that starts to hug the tip of the bottom of the shoulder blade, which is right here, up against the ribs. And if we learn how to strengthen neutral, then when we go out of neutral, which is what we do all day long, we'll have less of a chance of irritating our shoulder. So, right, we're going to find that place. Collarbones are wide. Now try to keep your elbows there and just turn that upper arm bone to pull your hands away from each other and bring them back together. Exhale as you pull the back of the hands away from each other. Inhale back together. Now notice my hands are not ending up straight sideways to my body. If they did, the only way they'd get there is I would have to move my elbow. Yeah, we're trying to keep the elbow where it is. So we're just working on that rotation. And ideally, you're feeling some work kind of right through the back of the shoulder. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. And inhale, close. Now, from here, we're going to go to a little bit of half roll back. I want your legs bent. They're either right tight together or slightly apart. And let's just for a moment hang forward over your legs. Reach down towards your ankles. Take a breath or two there, because this is a great place to open up the back again. Now, if the back of your neck is bugging you, you're just trying to get your head to your knees too much and you're pulling on your neck. So lift the back of your head towards the ceiling, make it match the back of the shoulders, then the weight of the head helps stretch the spine. Now from here, let's see if we can make your back round. So pull your bone towards your belly button, push out through the back of the ribs, lift your arms up so they're parallel to the floor. Shoulder blades, once again, feel like a waterfall going down your back. You're going to take an inhale to prepare here. Then you're just going to exhale, rock back, holding that C curve shape, and inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back, and inhale, rock forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward. Pubic bone to belly button the whole time. And forward. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forward. One more here. Rock and back. And forward. We're going to do 2 slow roll downs today. So, right? Find your C curve. Take an inhale. Exhale, rolling back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come back up again. Now, if you kind of flopped down as you went down, or your feet wanted to lift, what I want you to really think about as you're going back is that you're pushing through your feet, your heels down into the floor. That will help get the back line of the body a little bit more involved in this exercise and help the mid-back open out a little bit. So let's find our C curve again. Take an inhale. Exhale, rolling back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, when you're down here, we're going to stay down here. If you like something extra under your head, hopefully it's there right now. And we're going to go to a little bit of single leg circle. I want your legs bent, your feet within the width of your body. Now, right, is your back at neutral? Yeah, pelvis heavy, low back light, ribs heavy, yep. Now, one more thing before we do our single leg circle. I want you to tune in to the back of your ribs below your shoulder blades and above your belly button. And I want you to notice if that part of your back is actually moving as you're breathing. And what you might sense is that that part of your back puts a little more pressure into the floor as you inhale and a little less pressure as you exhale. And if you can find that, fantastic. It is part of what we're always seeking in Pilates, because if we can get the ribs moving more efficiently, it helps with low back and neck pain. Part of the reason why that we get them, right, low back and neck pain, is that the ribs have just stopped moving efficiently. So let's go to our single leg circle. Back is in neutral, of course. We're going to take our thumbs to our ribs, our fingertips to our pelvis, just so we can feel how much of a hula dance our body wants to do today. And remember, we're not hula dancing. We're going to lift one leg up to tabletop or straight leg. We're going to go inside to outside with our circle. Your circle could be the size of a loonie if that's what you need to do to not hula dance. There's 2, 3, 4. One more makes 5. Let's go the other way, outside to inside. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And place your foot down. Other side, tabletop or straight leg. And we're going inside to outside. Inhale to start your circle. Exhale to finish it. 3, 4, and 5. And let's go the other way, outside to inside. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And place your foot down. let's come to seated position. Now, I'll show you a sneaky way to come up if sitting up the way I've been doing isn't working for you. You can grab a hold of your leg and just pull yourself up. Now, let's go to spine twist. So you're going to be sitting up nice and tall. Your legs can be crossed, they can be diamond, they can be straight. If they're straight, they're right tight together. We're going to take the arms out to the side. If you've got an unhappy shoulder today, you can always put your hands on your ribs. You're going to look straight forward at the wall in front of you. Open your collarbones. 3 inhales to turn. Try not to move the pelvis. Going in, 2, 3, exhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, exhale, center. In, 2, 3, exhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, exhale, center. In, 2, 3, exhale, center. Other side, 2, 3, and center. We're going to go to a little bit of spine stretch forward here. So right, if your legs are straight, your feet are shoulder distance apart, you can go to diamond legs. Now, here's the fun thing. I noticed in some of my groups with my folks who do the diamond legs that as you go forward, you kind of be able to come out to your knees and then your shoulders lift. I don't want your elbows to go out towards your knees. I want your elbows to stay inside your knees. That'll actually help you not lift your shoulders as you bend forward. So, right, elbows are bent. We're sitting up nice and tall. Imagine your back's on the wall behind you. Take an inhale. Exhale, start with your head, rounding forward, scooping your belly button in. Inhale into your back. And exhale, let's come all the way back up again. Inhale. Exhale, as you round forward, remember, it's like you're trying to make a shape, almost like a baby candy cane here. Take an inhale. And exhale back up again. Inhale. Exhale, rounding forward. Inhale. And exhale back up again. Let's do it on the 2 breath. So exhale, go down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. One more going down. And up. Now, I want you to lift your arms up parallel to the floor. Collarbones are wide. You're going to take an inhale. Exhale, start with your head and round forward. Inhale up. So you're not reaching down, you're reaching out as you bend forward and up, but you still want to round that back. Exhale, round. Inhale, stack the spine up. One more. Exhale, round. And inhale, stack the spine up. We're going to do a slow roll down to get back onto our back. Baksa. Yeah, legs are tight together. Arms are out, little bend in the knee. Find your C curve. Take an inhale. Exhale, curling back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Now, when we're down here, if you like a block under your head, hopefully you landed on it. If not, let's readjust that. And we're going to do a little bit of core work staying in neutral today. So I want you to bring your arms up in front of your chest with your palms facing each other. Now, if you've got a bad shoulder, you can always cross your hands on your chest for this. And but if you got the arms up, I want you to find that place where your upper back and collarbones feel equally wide. And of course, the back's in neutral. So right feet are light, pelvis heavy, low back light, ribs heavy. You're going to take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lift one leg up to tabletop. Inhale, now exhale, reach your knee away from you to put your foot back down on the floor. Exhale, slowly lift. Inhale. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lift. Inhale. And exhale, slowly down. We're going to add on. Exhale, slowly lift. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to straighten your leg. Inhale, bend. Now remember, we're trying to maintain neutral spine. So if you need to reach your foot a little bit more up towards the ceiling to be able to do your neutral, you're going to do that. Or you can go lower as long as the pelvis and everything stays pretty stable. Yeah, last one of these. And place your foot down. Got to do the other side. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lift your leg to tabletop. Inhale, exhale, slowly down. Exhale, slowly lift. So knee comes up. Now knee reaches away to go down. Exhale, slowly lift. Inhale, exhale, slowly down. One more. Slowly lift. Now keep it here. Exhale, straighten your leg. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten your leg. Inhale, bend. Are your neck and shoulders tightening? They don't have to. And bend. One more here. Straighten and bend. And place your foot down. Drop your arms. Little side to side rock through the knees. Breathing. Now we're going to go to obliques. So I want you to take your hands behind your head. If you want to give yourself more challenge, imprint and lift your legs up to tabletop. Make sure your elbows are where your ribs and shoulders are in neutral. You're going to inhale, nod, exhale, curl up to look at your knees. Inhale, exhale, rotate, inhale, center, other side, inhale, center, and lay down. Exhale up and rotate, other side, and back down again. Exhale, curl, inhale, exhale, rotate, other side, and back down again. Two more. Exhale as you come up, inhale, exhale, rotate, other side, and down. One more. Curling up, rotate, other side, and back down again. Now, when you're down, drop your elbows sideways. If your legs were up, put your feet on the floor. We'll just do our little rock side to side with our knees here. And just go, does this feel different now than it did earlier in the class through your chest and maybe your hips? We'll do one more to each side here. And then let's go to a little bit of shoulder bridge. So shoulder bridge is that exercise where you're keeping your back straight and lifting your butt off the floor. So once again, feet are sit bone distance apart, back's in neutral, collarbones are wide. Take an inhale, exhale, press your feet in the floor and lift up, stacking your knees over your ankles. Inhale, exhale, back down again. Now, before we go up, can you feel your big toe on the floor? Can you feel the base of your big toe, like what I like to call your big toe mound, where bunions grow out of? Can you feel that on the floor right now? As you go up, try to keep it on the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift. And exhale, back down again. Inhale. Exhale, press your feet in the floor to lift. Inhale. And exhale, back down again. Now, let's add on. When you add on, you're going to add on when your bum is up in the air, and you're either going to lift one heel at a time, alternating heels, 3 on each side. That's the more gentle one for your low back. If you're feeling like you want more of a challenge when your bum's up, you're going to lift one leg at a time to tabletop. So, right, we're in neutral. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your feet in the floor and lift. Inhale, lift one foot. Exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift your other foot. Exhale, put it down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, place. Inhale, lift. Exhale, place. One more on each side here. Last one. Take an inhale and exhale back down to the floor. A little rock side to side through the knees. Now we're going to do this a second time. And here's the fun thing. I know I got golfers in the crowd today, right? We're at that time of year where golfing, we're getting a chance to get outside and play a little bit. The one where you're lifting one foot at a time off the floor is a little bit more beneficial to your golf game than the heel lift. But if you got a tweaky low back, the heel lift is a good choice. But I'm just saying, if you can, right? Because the full weight shift is part of your golf swing. Yeah, where your weight comes off one foot and lands on the other foot as part of your golf swing. Anyways, let's do this again. Back's in neutral. Take an inhale. Exhale, press your feet in the floor and lift. Inhale, lift one foot. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift your other foot. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, place. Inhale, lift. Exhale, places your bum still high off the floor. If it's not, get it back up where it was. Take an inhale and exhale, put your bum on the floor. Little side to side rock through the hips here. Right? And yeah, and of course, that helps with any swinging sport, right? We got a few tennis players that love Pilates too. So let's go onto our tummies, do a little bit of work on our knee bend to get a little stretch through the front of the hip and the front of the thigh. So, right, we're going to be, you have two choices of position for this exercise. It's called double leg kick. It's the one with the toe heel in it. You can either be on your elbows or down flat with your hands under your forehead. Right? Remember, if you're down flat with your hands under your forehead, you actually have your chest on the floor. But if you're up on your elbows, you're trying to get the whole front of the torso off the floor. So, right, you're going to, it's kind of an interesting thing being on your elbows. If you feel like you're pulling your elbows away from your body, it just helps with that lift through the front of the body off the floor. So your thighs on the floor, but not your torso at all. You're going to inhale to prepare here. Bend one leg, pull your toe in, pull your heel in, straighten your leg. There's a little bounce in the tissue here. We go toe, bounce, heel, and straighten. Toe, bounce, heel, and straighten. Toe, heel, straighten. Toe, heel, straighten. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale. Toe, heel, straighten. Toe, heel, straighten. Toe, heel, straighten. One more here. Toe, heel, and straighten. Last leg, toe, heel, straighten. Now let's come down onto our belly. And we're gonna do a little bit of full breaststroke. So, right, when you do full breaststroke, it's the same arm movement as you would do in the pool. And it's the same breath, right? You're gonna inhale when your head's up, you're gonna exhale when your head is down. The big thing is we're trying not to push our belly out into the floor, and we're trying not to let our feet lift off the floor. So you're gonna start with your hands beside your head. Your belly button is in a bit, right? So that slight tension in the abdominals. You're gonna inhale, slide your shoulders out of your ears, just barely lifting your nose off the floor. Then you're gonna exhale, lift your arms off the floor and reach towards the wall above your head. Inhale, circle your hands to thighs and lift your body up. Exhale, bend your arms and reach forward and down. Inhale, hands to thighs. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Two more. Up and down. Last one. Up and down. And let's go to our shell stretch. Sitting back over your heels. Scoop your belly button in. A little side to side rock. So, right, if that really irritated a shoulder for you, because it can be tricky for some of us, the next time I do that, just do some of the regular breaststroke preps like we do at the beginning of class, just to help your body still understand extension without irritating the shoulder. Right? Our shoulders are tricky. That's why I'm spending a little bit more time with them today. So now let's go to the hip. We're going to do a little bit of side leg work. So we're going to start with the kick. So I want you to make sure that you have room around you that you can kick your legs and not kick furniture. And if you're on a mat, a great way to set yourself up for the kick is line up the back of your torso with the back of your mat, and then swing your legs forward to the front of the mat. Your feet are on the front of the mat. That kind of works out to a 45-degree for all of us. Now, when you're here, you don't want that pube bone pointed forward. You want it reaching opposite the top of your head. So in other words, right, we're in our neutral laying on our side. We aren't in our imprint. We're going to make sure the side of the waist is off the floor because that top sit bone's reaching away from the top of your head. You can either have your fingertips down or your hand on your thigh. You're going to lift your top leg up just a little bit off the floor. You're going to kick it forward twice, going inhale, inhale, exhale, point your foot and pull it behind you. Now there's a bounce here. Bounce, bounce, and pull back. In, and back. Now the whole time I'm doing this exercise, I'm thinking about reaching my top sit bone away from the top of my head so that I don't end up rounding my low back to kick my leg forward, because I'm trying to isolate the pull to the back line of the leg. In, exhale, reach back. In, exhale, reach back. One more here. In, and back. Now we're going to go to a straight line from your head to your feet. You're going to have your hips stacked. So remember, stacked hip, side of the waist is off the floor, yeah? And you want to feel like you're more on the front of that greater trochanter, right, that bumpy thing, than you are right on the very apex of it. If you're on the apex of it, your pelvis is actually rotated back a little bit, believe it or not. Now you're going to lift your top leg up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot. Now you notice I'm not lifting my leg super high, and that's because I'm working at keeping the side of my waist off the floor. And I'm just working on moving my thigh bone in the joint without my pelvis moving. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. And ideally you start to feel work kind of right on the back side of the hip, yeah? Inhale up and exhale down. Now we're going to do circles today, lifting up, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Are you breathing? And 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take your leg down. You're going to inhale, lift that top leg, exhale, lift the bottom leg to meet it, take it down. Up, squeeze your legs together and down. Now it's not a huge movement again because, right, I'm trying to keep my torso nice and quiet here. Up, squeeze and down. One more here. Up, squeeze and down. Let's just drop the knees forward and we're going to do an arm exercise. I want you to take your arm up over your shoulder. And then I want you to angle your arm down like you're trying to point it where your wall and your ceiling meet. Then I want you to imagine you have a light bulb in your hand and you're going to screw that light bulb in and screw the light bulb out. And what we're working on is that elbow moving to make that action happen. So we're rotating that humerus bone again. Now, if you're getting lots of popping and cracking, bring your hand closer to your hip. Yeah. And we'll do one more here. And then rest your arm down. We're going to do a little bit of clamshells while we're here. So I want you to make sure your weight is on the outside of your thigh again. Now, if it's not, scoot your bum back a little bit. That'll help get it there. Make sure that you haven't tucked that pube bone forward, right? That your pube bone's pointing kind of down towards where your heels are. And then you want to make sure the side of your waist is off the floor so you haven't collapsed that down, yeah? You're going to keep your heels together and just clamshell that top knee up, inhale down. Now, if we keep the heels together, it helps isolate right where your thigh and your butt meet and deep in your tushy where the outward rotator muscles are. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. One more here, open and close. Let's do this on the other side. So, right, you're going to be on your side, line yourself up with the back of your mat, pike your legs forward, make sure your pelvis is in neutral, side of the waist is off the floor, and you're going to lift your top leg up, kick it forward twice, going inhale, inhale, exhale, point your foot and pull it behind you. And in, exhale, reach back. In, exhale, reach back. In, exhale, reach back. Bounce, bounce, and slow pull. And bounce, bounce, slow pull. Inhale, inhale. Exhale, reaching back. One more here. In, and reach. Straight line from your head to your feet. Hips are stacked. Collarbones are wide, so we're not all collapsed up in those shoulders. You're going to lift the top leg up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot, reach up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot. Inhale as you go up, Exhale as you come down. Inhale as you go up. Exhale as you come down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more here. Up and down. Now let's do circles. Lifting that top leg up. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Take your leg down. Inhale, lift the top leg. Exhale, lift the bottom leg. Take it down. Now, if this is irritating your low back, you can drop the top knee forward and just lift the bottom leg and release. Lift and release, right? Up, squeeze, and down. Inhale, exhale. Just one more here. Up, squeeze, and down. Now, drop those knees forward. Reach the top arm up towards the ceiling, right over top of your shoulder, and then angle it down so your fingertips are pointing towards where the wall and ceiling meet. And then we're just gonna rotate that arm like you're screwing a light bulb in and out, getting that elbow to move to make that happen. Remember, if it's bugging, like if you're getting lots of popping, snapping, cracking, get your hand closer to your hip. Yeah. And we're gonna do one more here. And then rest your arm. Now, right, is your weight on the outside of that bottom thigh? If not, scoot your bum back a little bit. Yeah. Look down at your knees. Are they stacked? Is the side of your waist off the floor? And you're going to keep your heels together as you clamshell that top knee open and close. Exhale, open, inhale, 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 close. Two more. Open and close. Last one. Open and close. Good. Let's go onto our backs and we're going to do a little bit of release work for our hips. If you like something external to your head, you're going to get it under your head. And we're going to do a couple of different things for our hips today. So number one is I want you to have your legs fairly close together. I want you to cross one knee over top of the other. I want you to drop your arms sideways to the floor, either palms up or palms down, whatever feels better for you. And then I just want you to rock your knees side and center and side and center. Now, right, ideally this kind of feels like a yawn. And we're breathing here. One more to each side like this. And then when your legs are up, I want you to just slide that top leg so that you end up with your ankle on top of your other knee. I want you to flex that foot so toes are pulled back towards that kneecap. That just helps stabilize the knee joint a little bit. And we're just going to rock the knees side and center and side and center here. And breathe. We'll do one more to each side here. And then I want you to uncross your top leg and put your other leg on top. So right knee over knee to start with. And just rock the whole thing side and center. And side and center. And breathe. And just notice the difference side to side. Maybe this side feels very different than the other side. Maybe it feels 100% the same. Last one of these. And then I want you to just slide your top leg so that the ankle's on top of the other knee. Make sure that foot is flexed. And just rock the whole thing side and center again. So this is fascial work we're just doing. That's why it wants to kind of feel like a yawn or like pulling taffy. Our fascia is actually inside our muscles, but what we're looking for is not sort of a specific distinct place of pull, that it feels more like a sleeve or maybe a wetsuit that's getting a bit of a tug on it. One more here. And then let's come over onto our tummy and do a little bit of swan dive prep. That bigger back bend. So, right, you're gonna have your hands beside your head. You're gonna have your legs open to a V shape. Now, don't have your feet wider than your mat. You want them inside your mat. You want to start with your knees pointing straight at the floor, and then find the muscles in your butt that turn your heels inwards and your knees outwards. They're not gonna get 100% sideways. They are the clamshell muscles. If you're noticing them right now as you pull those heels inwards, yay, we're starting to make some changes. Now, you're going to inhale, slide your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, come up onto your elbows, and then use your arms and your bum to come higher. Inhale, reach out your toes, and exhale back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, extending like you're doing breaststroke prep, and then come higher. Now, the elbows may or may not come 100% straight. Mine don't. That has to do with my torso arm length. Exhale, going up. You might have a long torso and short arms, or you might have more flexibility than me. One more here. Exhale as you go up. Inhale. And exhale, back down again. Let's go to our shell stretch. Last one of the class. So I just want you to sit back over your heels, or hug your knees into your chest. A little side to side rock is always a nice thing here. I find particularly after swan dive prep, which is what we just did, the side to side rock through the hips is nice because it starts to get the tissue right on top of your sacrum to kind of go, okay, I don't have to just be stiff, I can move a bit. And we're just going to finish off with a touch of mermaid. So I want you to sit either with your legs crossed or diamond for this, or if your hips won't tolerate this position, you can always be a little bit of a straddle with the legs. Hands are beside you, up through the top of your head. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Now as you side bend, think about pushing your ribs out and up. That creates the down on the other side. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. And release. One more here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. And release. Other side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. And release. Good. I am calling us done there. I'm just going to stop the recording and say thanks for coming and hanging out with me, folks. There's my recording, stopping it.